Hey everyone, welcome. If you're looking into moving to Knoxville, I can pretty much guarantee you've heard the buzz about Hardin Valley. It's easily one of the fastest growing, most talked about suburbs in the entire area. So today, we're going to break it all down, the good, the bad, and the reality to see if it really lives up to all that hype.
But here's the real question, right? It's definitely popular, no doubt about that. But is Hardin Valley the perfect fit for your lifestyle, your budget, and what you're looking for in a home? That's what we're here to figure out together.
So, here's how we'll tackle it. First, we'll get the lay of the land. What makes it such a hotspot? Then, we'll dive into all the good stuff, the pros, before we get real about the downsides, the cons. And finally, we'll help you figure out if you're a good fit and wrap it all up with a final verdict. Let's dive in.
All right, first things first. What is Hardin Valley, and why is everyone so obsessed with its location?
Okay, so here's the deal. It's all about geography. Think of it less as a single town and more as a strategic corridor. And that location, nestled right between West Knoxville and Oak Ridge, is the engine driving all this growth. With the Pellissippi Parkway right there, it puts residents in the perfect spot. It is convenience, pure and simple.
Okay, so we get why it's growing geographically. But let's talk about the allure. What's actually pulling people in? Why are so many buyers flocking to this specific area? We're about to break down the 6 big reasons that really put Hardin Valley on the map for so many folks. And we're talking everything from the houses themselves to the whole lifestyle that comes with living there.
So, let's talk about newer homes, because this is a big one. It's not just about how they look. Newer means you get those open floor plans everyone wants, modern kitchens, more closet space, but more importantly, it usually means a newer roof, a newer HVAC system, which, let's be honest, is a huge relief and saves you from those big, unexpected repair bills right after you move in.
And for a lot of people, maybe even most people with families, this right here, this is the #1 reason. The reputation of schools like Hardin Valley Academy is a massive, massive draw. And hey, even if you don't have kids, listen up. Great schools are like an insurance policy for your property value. It's a huge deal for resale down the road.
Now let's talk about quality of life. Being this close to Pellissippi Parkway is a game changer. It can literally shave valuable minutes or even hours off your commute each week. That's more time back in your day, right? More time for family, for hobbies, or just, not sitting in a car.
All right, let's be real for a second. Every popular, fast-growing place has its growing pains. So to give you the full picture, we have to talk honestly about the trade-offs. The goal here isn't to scare you off. It's just to make sure you go in with your eyes wide open.
So just like we did with the pros, here's a quick rundown of the things you'll want to consider. We're talking everything from traffic to HOAs. These are just the realities of living in a place that's in such high demand. Okay, let's just get it out of the way. This is without a doubt the #1 complaint you will hear about Hardin Valley. The same growth that makes it so vibrant puts a ton of pressure on the roads. Seriously, if you're even thinking about moving here, you have to do a test drive during rush hour. It's the only way you'll know if you can handle it day in and day out. And this right here is the flip side of that new construction coin. For some people, seeing new shops and neighborhoods pop up is exciting. For others, the constant sound of construction and a landscape that's always in flux can be a real drawback. You have to ask yourself, are you energized by growth, or do you crave that quiet, settled-in feeling? HOAs, the classic love 'em or hate 'em topic. And honestly, they're a perfect example of something that's a huge pro for one person and a total con for another. Are you the kind of person who loves knowing there's a community pool and that your neighbor can't park an RV on their lawn? Or does the idea of paying a monthly fee and being told what kind of fence you can build drive you crazy? There's no right answer, only what's right for you. And this one really just comes down to personal taste. For a lot of buyers, the modern, clean, planned feel of Hardin Valley is exactly what they're looking for. But if you're dreaming of those quirky, historic homes with creaky floors and giant, old trees shading the street, well, you're going to find that charm in other amazing Knoxville neighborhoods, not so much here.
Okay, so we've laid out the good, the bad, and the stuff that depends on your point of view. Now let's pull it all together and help you figure out if this is your spot.
All right, take a look at this list. Read it. Does this sound like you? If a low-maintenance, modern home in a top-notch school district with a community pool sounds like the dream, and your commute works, then yeah, Hardin Valley is probably going to be a fantastic fit for your priorities.
But what if this list sounds more like you? If you're picturing yourself walking to a downtown coffee shop, restoring a 100-year-old house, Or if you just can't stand traffic and being told what to do by an HOA, then Hardin Valley might not align with your vision. And that's totally okay. Being honest about this now is key.
All right, let's bring it all home. Time for the final verdict, where we boil everything down to the absolute essentials.
You know, if you could shrink this entire conversation down into one image, this table would be it. On one side, you've got the incredible allure, modern homes, amazing schools, easy commutes. But that's balanced against the reality: traffic, high competition, and constant construction. This is the core trade-off. This is the decision.
And honestly, this quote from our source material just says it all, doesn't it? It's not about whether Hardin Valley is good or bad. It's about whether the reality of this thriving, popular, growing area aligns with what you personally want and need in a community.
So what should you do next? Well, here are 3 simple, actionable steps. First, really sit down and make a list of your priorities, your non-negotiables. Then, and this is crucial, get in your car and drive the area at different times. Feel the traffic. And finally, go explore. Drive through a few different neighborhoods, because each one has its own unique vibe.
And that brings us to the final and most important question, the one only you can answer. When you weigh everything, the good against the bad, does the undeniable convenience, the modern lifestyle, and the strong community of Hardin Valley outweigh the very real costs of its rapid growth for you? Your answer to that question tells you everything you need to know.